I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be never hold back your feelings with women you are dating. It's always best to communicate what you feel right in the moment. But like I talk about in my book, if you're just starting to apply this stuff and you get nervous around women, the last thing you want to do is start spitting out compliments and sounding like a robot because you're nervous and you're looking for things to say. What can happen is you can start picking apart a woman and make her feel like you're giving her the third degree, or like you're diagnosing her like some kind of physician. And so like what I talk about in my book is until you get comfortable, it's best to not be so complimentary with women. Maybe if you go on a date, one compliment is good enough. And make sure if you compliment a woman, you genuinely compliment something that you really like about her. Like the other day, this particular guy was talking to a woman he thought was really hot. Instead of telling her what he liked about her, he starts commenting about her nails or her hair and just being indirect, and which comes across as being phony and inauthentic. And the girl busted him on it because he sounded robotic. And because what happens is you get yourself, like when you're nervous, instead of asking the girl questions and getting her to talk about herself, you get on this trail where all you got is compliments coming out of your mouth, and then you sound like you're doing some kind of clinical diagnosis on her. And so, as I talk about, and I link to in my website on numerous articles, it's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. Now, this doesn't mean that you're a cold dick and you're a cold fish and you never reveal your feelings. I noticed here I got an email where this particular guy is assuming that that's what I meant, and it's not. And I'm going to explain why in a second. He says, "Hey, Corey, do you think this information would apply in a relationship? Because you say women like it when your feelings are unclear, but how long can you keep holding back feelings in a relationship?" And I never said to hold back your feelings in a relationship. And if you hold back too much, she might think you're not bothered. This is true. I mean, if she says, "I love you," how will you respond? Because as soon as you say, "I love you" to them, then boom, the mystery is gone. And so does this apply in situations, or is this when you're just dating? It's not that you never communicate these things back. As a man, you need to be cognizant and aware, and you need to notice how often a woman compliments you, how often she says, "I love you" to you. And most guys don't pay attention to that shit at all. They just constantly are like a parrot, "I love you, I love you, I love you," constantly. And they completely ignore the fact that their girlfriend or the woman they're dating never says it to them. And not only do they not see that, it's because they're totally blinded by their own high level of attraction and interest in a woman. They completely ignore the fact that she's not reciprocating, and they just assume that, hey, she's with me, then she's got to feel the same way, which is not the case. And when I say, here's the deal with women. At the end of the day, they're emotional beings, and they don't give a shit how great you were last week or last night or an hour ago or 2 months ago. The only thing that matters is how you're showing up right now in the moment. And you got to understand with women is that throughout the course of the relationship, they're just going to have times when they're going to feel unsure of themselves, and they're going to wonder where they stand with you. And when they do, that's when they reach out to you and they call you and they say, "Hey, I was just thinking about you. I was wondering what you were up to. Can't wait to see you again." When a girl says those kinds of things, it's her communicating the fact that basically she's a little unsure of herself, and at the end of the day, that's okay because that's feminine energy. And so when she does, you're like, "Oh, baby, I can't wait to see you too." And then you simply confirm it to her and you make the next date, whether it's your girlfriend or some girl you've only been on 2 dates with. Because ideally, when you start dating a woman, you're only going to call her once a week to go out on a date. And most guys are calling a chick and blowing up her phone constantly from the moment they meet her, which usually ends up turning them off because the woman never gets any space or time away from you to wonder where she stands with you, to have the time to sit and talk to her girlfriends and tell them what's been going on, or, "Gee, I haven't heard from him in a couple of days." And when she starts to feel insecure or unsure of herself, that's when she'll reach out to you and call you to gain some certainty. And so when she does, you're like, "Oh, hey, baby, how are you?" And so if your girlfriend is constantly telling you that "I love you" and you're not saying anything back to her and you're holding back, you're being inauthentic. That's not what I taught you to do in the book. And if that's what you think, then you need to go back and read the book over and over again until you get to know the information really well. And I talk about this a lot in my videos. It's just that because you're structured in how you go about contacting her and setting dates, always the fallback position is once a week, and she feels more comfortable in the relationship and she starts reaching out to you, you can say those things to her. Tell her what you feel in the moment. If you think her eyes are gorgeous, tell her that you think her eyes are gorgeous. If you love her fucking ass and you think it's so beautiful you could bounce a quarter off it or set your beer on it, then tell her. Give her a compliment. However you want. If you think her skin is golden, gorgeous, dark tan skin and it's like fucking silk, tell her. If you love the fact that when you run your hands up and down her legs, it's just so soft like a fucking baby's ass. I mean, tell her. Tell her what you like about her. Tell her what you love about her. Tell her what you adore about her. But don't make it a constant like when you're on a date with her or you're with her, that you constantly feel like you've got to compliment her and tell things that you like about her. The idea is to express those things in the moment when you feel it, but also to be aware and cognizant of the fact of whether or not she's complimenting you back. Because if you're complimenting her and she's not complimenting you and you're giving out 10 compliments to every 2 that she gives to you, then your ratio is fucked up. Women should be doing 70 to 80% of the calling, texting, initiating contact once you've been dating for a few weeks, just because that's the way women are. And they're reaching out to you is the same thing. It's the same way that they go about gaining or being with your masculine strength. Just like a little girl goes to her father and sits in her daddy's lap when she's unsure, or she just, when he comes home from work, and she just wants to sit in his lap and feel his masculine presence and his love, and talk to him, talk about her problems, talk about the boys that were mean to her at school or whatever it happens to be. And so women, when they grow up and they become adults, they just naturally will reach out to the men, and obviously in a mature adult manner because they're in adult relationships now, but they reach out to men to gain that kind of certainty because, again, being uncertain is a feminine energy quality. It's not a masculine energy quality. And so when a girl reaches out to you and she tells you, she's like, I love your big eye, just say, oh, baby, like, I love everything about you. I love your personality. I love the fact that you're always smiling. I love the fact that you're always happy. I love the fact that you always have a kind word to me. Tell her the same. Don't tell her the same things all the time. Tell her different things that you love about her when you see her. But instead of just constantly saying, oh, I love your eyes, I love your eyes, I love your eyes, I love your eyes every time you get together, it gets fucking old and boring. And then it sounds like you're just throwing some kind of line at her and not really being authentic. So that's not the way to go either. But the idea is to strike a balance and communicate the things that you love about her. Communicate things that if she gets a new workout outfit and you see her, just wow, you look so fucking hot and you look sexy as hell in that. And I can't wait until you get back from the gym all sweaty because I'm going to tear that fucking thing off you and I'm going to fuck your brains out because you are so fucking hot and you're so gorgeous and you're so sexy. Tell her what you like about her. Tell her it in the moment, but be authentic. Speak from your heart. Don't just throw platitudes at her because you feel like you need to compliment her. So if you have a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which is going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs maximum detailing your questions, your situation, your challenges. And you just got to give me several days to get back to you with a response because I get a lot of email from the internet. And I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers. And I obviously got to focus on their emails first. But be patient and I will get back to you. And if you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which is going to be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, go to my website, and the box that's directly underneath the email sign-up box will have a link that will take you to the Amazon Kindle download page for my book. And once you get there, you don't have to have a Kindle device to read my book. All you have to do is once you get to the download page on the right-hand side, there will be a button that will open up a window where you can download one of their free Kindle e-reader apps that will basically turn any electronic device into a Kindle e-reader. It takes a matter of seconds to download and install. They have them for iPhones. They have them for all Android devices and smartphones. They have them for your Mac. They have them for your PC. They have one for your iPad. So download whichever app you need. It takes a matter of seconds. And then it takes a few more seconds after that to download and purchase my book and be reading it in no time. And I will talk to you soon.